Jolly good morning, everyone. I ended up doing like 50 acres yesterday. Planted 2 of the fields at the home farm. Now we're gonna head south. Got some more corn to put in here. We got 1/10 of an inch of rain yesterday after we were done planting at the farm. But where we're headed now really didn't get much. It was just not even enough rain to really calm the dust down. Now they're talking for rain later today, which, you know, judging by the skies, it seems like it might come a little earlier. But those first planted beans are coming up real nice now. I still gotta spray them yet. Probably get in there after this rain. I know I'm gonna go spray our corn pre first, because stuff has to be in the ground yet. We haven't necessarily had time yet, because these little windows that we have, we want to try to get the planting done. So it's not coming out of the ground yet, so we should be good. Well, planter's all loaded up and ready to go. We're gonna take and get fired up here and hit the road. Well, I'm hoping that I'm just not taking a joyride with this thing. Oh, this year has been great so far. I don't know, from the looks of the radar where I'm headed, I still got another 3-4 miles to go yet, so hopefully it just slid right between there. It's amazing how quick a 30+ acre field goes at 7 miles an hour. I've been trying to get 8 out of this, but my auto steer is not allowing that. It starts getting really squirrely. Auto steer has been kind of a pain this year. We just run Watts. Very debating on getting RTX for next year, but it's ridiculous the amount of money that is, and I don't want to sit here and complain, but some of these costs just amaze me. The certain little costs on certain things. Watts works nice when it works, but otherwise, you know, it's the fact of it working and keeping it on point. Plus this weekend, you know, we weren't going the whole weekend, but I think we got the tail end of it that we were in the area where the northern lights were, and with the solar storm or whatever, it was causing GPS issues. I think we got the tail end of it yesterday. It was having a little bit of issue, but it wasn't terrible. Even now, you kind of run into areas where it's trying to overcorrect itself. And so skies are starting to darken up that way a little bit, and that rain that was supposed to come at 1 o'clock kind of looks like it's going to, or it might be a little bit later, about 2 o'clock. But now I'm just looking at field views radar. That's what's supposed to smack us now. So doesn't appear like it's a terrible amount, but I don't know. But done with this field, on to the next. Gotta go across the road, so gotta fold up and just drive up there and unfold and get moving. All right, I just want to run out here and see how much seed I got left. I need more of that eventually here. Yep, we got plenty. Here I want to hit quick start. Swing our marker out. That'll be the one thing too, if I go to RTX. Love to take these markers off so I can get more weight on the wings, because I notice when the down pressure is higher and no-till ground, the outside of the planter likes to lift up a little bit. So if I didn't have to have markers on this thing, I'd be happy. But we have it for cases like this, and I could probably hang weights on there too, even with the markers on. Thing I'd hate though is, you know, for some reason the auto steer went out, you know, kind of like this weekend, or this past weekend, or have issues with it, you know, running the damn markers, and then you're stuck without them, so then you're sitting, or you're trying to do some interesting planting without them. Oh boy. We're getting some pretty good rain here. Nothing's sticking to any of the wheels yet. We'll see right when I get down into this tilt stuff here, but no-till stuff here is still good yet. Alright, well, we're just approaching the end here. After this, we're kind of done for now. Jeremy's been opening up some of our bean ground. Some of this stuff we got to do 2 passes to. We're hitting it with the soil finisher first, and then we'll hit it with the VT again, just because the soil finisher levels the stuff a lot better where the deep tiller went, or the disc ripper went last fall. So starting next year, or like this fall, I think we're just gonna hit all the corn stalks with the vertical till unless we have a really bad compaction problem. But we'll see, because I got some bean ground this year that I didn't deep till that did have, you know, the normal compaction that we have every year, and I just left it for a test, you know, to see, hey, is it worth leaving this, you know, or is it worth taking and going and hitting it with. Say, I do like how this planter does in no-till ground. This was just bean stubble and a little bit of corn stalks that were left over from 2 years ago, but so chances of rain kind of went down. It's kind of sprinkling out now, but chances went down for a ton of it. So if we don't get any rain tomorrow, hopefully we'll get a good chunk of our corn pre-done. That'll give some time for Jeremy to catch up on some tillage. He's gonna work some more corn ground tomorrow, and we're gonna keep trying to pound out the rest of that. All right, so it's about 11:30. I had to do some things this morning, so just ate myself some lunch, and actually a healthy lunch at that, and I'm gonna contend to it with a little Debbie, a popsicle, and some liquid energy. So we are gonna do some spraying today, but I actually have to go plant like 15-20 acres quick, so just some cover crop ground. I burnt that stuff down not too long ago. I'm gonna run over and plant that quick here once I get to the farm, and then that'll give Dad some time. He's gotta put a couple more finishing touches on getting the fertilizer trailer ready to go, and then he's gonna run to the co-op and get them loaded with 32. Right around the 2-inch mark. All right, that is DONE. All right. Alright, so we can't run field view yet in cab because field view doesn't accept the Symphony system yet. But fortunately through Panorama we were able to get all of our fields imported from Climate View into this Gen 3, and then whatever we spray we'll be able to transfer from this through Panorama, and then Panorama will transfer it into Climate View. So I'm just sitting here waiting for Dad. He was a little ways behind me with the tender truck, so we're gonna get loaded here and get started. We're gonna start off with a smaller load here just to make sure everything is working properly, and then I kind of want to go light over these 2 fields because they stand on the wetter side, so, and I want to try to minimize the compaction I leave. Probably getting a little too worried about this whole compaction thing, but I just want to make sure it's done right. So once we start getting over to some of these other farms, then I'll start loading them heavier. So I just got this farm done. This first farm for 60 acres. Again, I didn't really think of videoing because we're just kind of dialed into trying to get stuff working, so, which everything worked perfect. The more and more I run this Symphony system, the more and more I like it. I like it a lot, so, in all reality, it ain't too bad not having the master switch, but eventually down the line I'd like to get it because I really like these section controls to work. But I got it set up now where these shut off my outside two these top folds or whatever, these end booms, so the first 9 nozzles on each side. Got that set up to where I can shut those off if I'm folded up to 60, and then it'll automatically shut off those nozzles on the 60. Otherwise, if I go into manual swath control mode, it doesn't automatically shut them off. So this field's always interesting coming out of. Not too bad, but kind of gotta take it easy. Otherwise, the tires will spin out. So, all right. Well, we're gonna head to the next farm. It kind of got late on us just with everything kind of going on today. So Jeremy got a bunch of corn growing work, so we'll have about 100 acres for tomorrow of planting, but I think I'm gonna finish spraying. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the weather looks like and how windy it is. We got a bit of a breeze. It isn't terrible, but about 6 miles an hour, so it's not doesn't really hurt much. So, but all right, I'm headed to the next farm. I love the road speed on this though. You can get yourself around pretty quickly. I will take 30 miles an hour. If it's on really flat ground, usually 31, 32 is my top speed on this, so works pretty slick. I just have the regular field app open because some of these smaller fields over this way are all numbered, and they got numbered weird when we first got it, so, or first started using it, so I gotta go through and rename half these fields. When I go through, I just want to make sure everything is, you know, all the names that are in there are the right ones. So I just pull up the map and look at the name. So can't necessarily keep track of all these names because there's a lot of them. So we got 83 fields, so it's hard to keep track of all the names, so, or what they're named on Climate View. So, because like this field that we're going to has 9 different fields, but we just, you know, we call it all one farm. So, and half the time I'm like, yeah, go to the north field, north of the driveway or something like that. So, should probably just rename that field north of the driveway instead of like the numbered field that it is. So, but this works. Eventually down the line I'll be able to just plug it in from Climate View. So, neither here nor there. Alright, well, I got a little bit of a light on for you guys here. It got way too dark for me for spraying, so we're calling it a day. The lights aren't working on it. We can't necessarily find the problem yet. Check fuses, and I checked the wiring up in the roof, the cab roof, but I'm sure there's some ground somewhere, or a wire that's either bad or frayed, whatever, you know, bad ground, frayed wire, or something like that. We'll see. We'll have to look more into it, but I don't get too nervous about spraying pre's at night. It would be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice to keep moving and try to get a good bulk of spraying done, but we still have our bean pre to do yet, which is fine. We got plenty of time. If, you know, the stuff can be out for that, so technically an early post. We're the more we can get away with pushing it off, the better, and then, you know, we'll come in for a later post and have a nice day. I much rather this stuff be up, you know, over the ground. I don't know. It really, it's a horse apiece. I'm gonna give this one thing though. Spraying the pre on the corn the way we're doing it now is awesome. Honestly is. We're not really digging in that much. A couple of the soft spots we are, or if we hit some, you know, heavier ground, or if we hit some moist ground or some wet ground, but other than that, that thing just tracks right over the top. So I don't know, we're looking into getting floaters for that, but it's gonna be that one year we're really gonna want them. I don't know, I'm not gonna throw the floaters out of the question, but it's the fact of spending between $10,000 and $15,000 on something like that. In all reality, is it really paying off? But I guess it'll pay off when we have the year that we can't get in there without them. So I don't know. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. We're picking her right up tomorrow, so I hope everyone enjoyed. If you're not yet, please subscribe. Please like the video, throw a comment down below. I really enjoy the comments, and with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and we will catch you in the next one. Later.